test 1, 2. Good to go with live stream?
Yes, Mayor, we're good to go.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. It is the June 14th, 2022 Joint City Council County Special Work Session. Calling to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Deasy?
Here.
Vice Mayor Sweet? Here. Councilmember Aslan?
Present.
Councilmember House? Councilmember McCarthy?
Here.
Councilmember Shimoni?
Here.
Councilmember Salas? Present. Chairwoman Horstman?
Present.
Vice Chairman Vasquez?
Present.
Supervisor Begay?
Present.
Supervisor Fowler? Supervisor Ryan?
Thank you. And Chairperson, Horseman, would you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us? Thank you, Chairperson. Vice Mayor, our mission statement, please.
The mission of the City of Flagstaff is to protect and enhance the quality of life for all.
Thank you. And Councilmember McCarthy, our line.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The Flagstaff City Council humbly acknowledges the ancestral homelands of this area's indigenous nations and Aboriginal students. These lands, still inhabited by native descendants, border mountains sacred to indigenous peoples. We honor them, their legacies, their traditions, and their continued contributions. We celebrate their past, present, and future generations who will forever know this place as home. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Brings us to agenda item 4, update, discussion, and possible direction regarding pipeline and Haywire fires in the greater Flagstaff area. Updates from various agencies regarding Haywire fires. And as we proceed, just so you know, on the dais, you will either hold down the button when you speak, and for those at the podium as well, please speak into the mic so that way those electronically joining can hear us. With that, I will turn it over to
Well, good afternoon, all. First of all, it is really important to be here today for a joint meeting of the City and Coconino County Board of Supervisors. You know, in a time of crisis, it's important to have the support and the cooperation of our local governments. And it is wonderful that we are here together, united, to show this community that we stand with them. Also, I want to thank the mayor and the City Council for hosting this joint meeting. It's wonderful to see you all. I think this is the first time I've seen you all in person for a joint meeting really for 2 years. So it's so wonderful. Thank you for hosting. And I want to express the county's concern and acknowledgement of the hardships of our community members who have been evacuated not once, but in many cases twice from their homes due to this fire. It is just heartbreaking, and yet it is just heartwarming to see what a resilient community we have. And I want to thank them, and we are doing everything we can for them, both in supports while they are evacuated, as well as to get them back into their homes as soon as we can. And I also, of course, want to thank our first responders, the Coconino Sheriff's Office, the City Police Department, our fire departments, fire districts, the fire crew. You know, we have people now who have come in to assist our community from all over the country. And all of us here, I know, have a heartfelt thanks to all of you. This morning, the mayor and I were at a cooperators meeting this morning, and the Type 2 was basically saying, yeah, we're getting ready for the Type 1 team to come to take over. I acknowledge the Type 3 team for the great job they did, the Type 2 team for the job they're doing now, and we made a great comment. He said, yeah, Type 1 will take over if we don't get this done in 2 days. We'll give them a crack at it. So I'm going to say to the Type 2 team, we look forward for you to getting it done in the next 2 days. And we certainly have great weather today, and we are hopeful that we can make some great progress today. The other that I think is important to acknowledge, that it has just been heartbreaking for all of us in every part of this community to watch our beautiful mountain burn. And we are hopeful that this comes to a quick conclusion. And in the meantime, I want to just say to all of us, you know, we are strong when we're together. We are a resilient community. We will together get through this. And again, I want to thank the city for your attention, cooperation, care, and concern. And thank you for allowing us to be together with you for this meeting. Thank you.
Well said, Chairwoman. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the county for your leadership in all this meeting. And we know that this is going to take all of us to be able to address, to create the greatest outcome possible from this very tragic situation. Thank you so much to our first responders, every agency that is collaborating right now to have been able to respond so quickly, and now even just 48 hours later, having 600 personnel on the ground plus more to come. Aerial now, thankfully, after today, as of today, is in full operations, and we are grateful for the weather to be able to give this opportunity and looking forward to us getting this more under control. But I also want to mention the city residents. How many people continue to step up to call, wanting to help, wanting to do things. When the Humane Society had to evacuate, people were going in droves to Fort Tuthill for the evacuation location to help foster animals and to take care of many of our vulnerable. So as always, the resiliency you speak of, we see here in Flagstaff, will always be there for each other, and let's just get this under control, help inform the public of what's going on, and move forward together. So, thank you. With that, we do have the County Manager, Peru, if you would like to introduce.
Thank you. Mayor, Chair Steve Peru, Coconino County Manager, members of the council, members of the Board of Supervisors. Again, we have today a number of individuals representing various teams throughout federal, local, and state, or federal partners, here to update you on the pipeline and the Haywire fires. Just before I cover quickly who's going to be here, I want to, say that this evening we're having a community meeting at 6 p.m. at Sonawa Middle School. The community meeting is intended primarily for individuals who have been evacuated and are in go status. We are also broadcasting the meeting virtually, and so we have this information posted on our websites, and so all of the information is going out through our social media channels and through press release. But again, this evening, 6 p.m. at Sonawa Middle School, again, for those that have been evacuated and are on go status, we certainly want to provide them the opportunity for the in-person experience. But knowing that this is an event of broad importance to the entire community, we're also providing the virtual option as well. So again, that's taking place. This afternoon, I know that we have an hour with both bodies here. We have members of the incident management team that will provide an update on the event itself and all the work that's going on between the various types of teams. And then followed from that, Coconino National Forest is here to provide an update at the district level. And then we also have Chief Deputy Brett Axlin. He's joining us virtually from the Sheriff's Office, and he'll be providing an update on the evacuation status, which is constantly changing. Many of us just received a text and a broadcast relative to some of the statuses of the evacuation. And then from there, we have our emergency management representatives from the city and the county, so Wes Deason, Stacy Breckler-Nags, and then of course Chief Mark Galliard will be providing an emergency management update. And so, and then from there, any questions, of course, back to you, Mayor and Chair. So at this point in time, with your permission, I would like to call members of the incident management team to come forward and provide a brief update.
Thank you, County Manager. I did want to give an opportunity for our City Manager, if you would like to chime in first.
And I apologize, I missed
No problem. He's tapping in electronically right now.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, County Manager. I do not have a lot to offer. I am going to listen with great interest, as will our entire audience today. I want to thank our friends and colleagues at the county for helping to orchestrate this meeting and coming together at the same table to address this very important and urgent topic. I wish I was there in person. I will be a little bit later today. Forgive me for that, but I will let the presentation continue. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, City Manager. With that, our incident management team for the Pipeline Haywire update. And thank you for being here. Yes, please, right at the podium, and if you could speak right into the mic. So.
Did I need to push a button as well too?
Nope, it's all hot. It's all red.
Okay, cool. Thank you. My name is Stephen Fillmore, and I'm the Incident Commander Trainee for California Interagency Incident Management Team 15. Thank you for inviting us to talk to the council and to the board. I'm really happy to be here. Hopefully answer some questions. In a minute, my Operations Section Chief, Scott Grasmick, will provide you with an operational update of the fire. But I just wanted to say a couple things beforehand. First, just wanted to say that Our team was on, let's see, Saturday, already mobilizing to the fire. Already mobilizing to Arizona for a pre-position. I believe Saturday was the day the fire started. Yeah. It was Sunday, actually. Yeah, I thought I had that wrong. Sorry about that. I knew that. Sorry, it's been busy the last few days, as we know. Sunday, most of us were already in Arizona when this fire started, and so we were diverted on the way. We were happy. We'd rather come and assist communities and fight fire than to sit and be waiting for it. So while you guys were getting going with this fire, we were on the way. So we've been here most of the time that this fire's been here. I think we arrived about 8 or so hours afterwards. We had, I think on behalf of the team, which is about 50 people in addition to myself, just as helpless of a feeling watching this fire get going, especially yesterday. A lot of fire behavior, not a whole lot we could do with the winds, and so just so you know, there was a lot of us watching and just kind of knowing what the impacts were going to be. When we were in briefed by the Coconino National Forest, they expressed to us a lot of the things that have been going on in Flagstaff. We're a California team. A lot of us come here and recreate. I was just here in January enjoying what you guys have for recreation, but now we're here to work. Coconino National Forest briefed us and told us a lot of the concerns. The watershed especially, I know, is a huge concern for the city. The residents that are being impacted, especially twice now in 6 weeks, the number of fires that you have, that's a lot to ask for a community. I know you guys are dealing a lot with that. So yesterday was tough to do that. I'm glad today is looking a little bit better. Scott's going to give you some insight into what we're trying to now actually physically do about it with the fire, and I have high hopes for that. And then as we all know, our team, California 15, is going to be here for probably 2 days, and then on Thursday you'll be looking at some new faces, and we'll probably be going to find another community to help and another fire to put out, but you'll be in good hands with Tony DeMaster's team. So thanks again for the opportunity to be here. I'll be hanging around here for any questions. We also have our liaison officer, Alan Weiling, and then so I'd like to bring up Scott Grasmick now for an operational update, and again, thanks for letting us be here.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott Grasmick. I am the Operations Section Chief for Team 15, and I'll give you guys kind of an update where we're at and just a little history from yesterday, as we all saw. But yesterday was a very dynamic day and for us for firefighting. Kind of the worst conditions you can expect. Winds 50 to 60 miles an hour, single-digit RHs, and limited resources. The main point yesterday was just to do property protection, fire front following, structure protection, and protect life. And that's all we were focused on yesterday. So when this thing blew out yesterday around 9:30, you all got the evac notifications and such. And so I think what we were able to accomplish yesterday under those conditions and where the fire actually went and where we're trying to do today, we're looking better. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking at the map, if you guys can see, and I'm going to start down in the lower left corner of Division Alpha. And currently in Division Alpha, I have 5 Type 1 hotshot crews. I have 4 engines, 2 water tenders, and their plan today is they were able to go from what the 2 black lines are, which is what we call a division break. It just separates a geographical boundary amongst where the crews are working. They're focusing on going up to the peak, and they were able to get a pretty good toehold yesterday, get some line constructed, get an anchor point established, and they're progressing today. With the help of the aircraft today that we were able to get in the air, I've got 3 large air tankers, 2 VLATs, and 3 Type 1 helicopters. They're all in the air as we speak, currently engaged, dropping retardant on the whole ridge system from Division Alpha going to the northeast towards Division Mike and towards the head of the fire. In Division Mike, I've got crews coming in off the top. I've got 2 hotshot crews, 1 Type 2 initial attack hand crew, 4 engines, and 2 water tenders. And my focus today has been, as resources are trickling in, I'm funneling everything in those 2 divisions to protect the inner basin and try to keep it from getting onto the next 2 slopes into the peak, San Francisco peak. It's given us a little bit of fit, I'll be honest, up in Division M, up towards the, it's hard to see this map here, but I apologize, but up at the creek there in the peak. So they're currently pinning that down with fire retardant, and we're shuffling more resources up there. So we're hopefully, by the end of the shift, I'll have a little better update of whether we can get an anchor point established and we can keep coming both directions towards each other and try to lock that down. But as we all know, fire's dynamic and there's no promises, but we're giving it everything we have. That is the priority for the mission today. Moving up into the top right corner of the fire, kind of out towards, I believe it's Medicine Valley, Division Tango. We've got 3 hotshot crews, 1 Type 2 hand crew, 8 engines, and a water tender. They are currently holding the fire on the road system in there. It came through, there was some pretty good ferocity yesterday, and we just couldn't keep up with it. But as the winds have died down, the crews have actually able to get an anchor point off of Highway 89, and they're pincing around it. So I'm hoping by the end of shift today to have that, well, better than it was the last 48 hours, but that's looking good. Coming back down towards the town of, into the city here, into Flagstaff, that is our second priority with the aircraft, just because of the previous burn scar and didn't carry as deep into that because it's already been burned. We're reinforcing that with aircraft, some retardant, just to make sure that everything is secure. I currently have 10 engines on the division, and I have a 15-engine structure group that are going through there, and their mission today was to mop up any hot spots in and around the communities. I received a lot of phone calls last night after I got off shift from dispatch with concerned citizens phoning our dispatch centers, seeing hot spots from their Ring cameras and such, and so I was able to actually pinpoint addresses and push it out to the field and actually get resources on scene to those addresses and to take care of that. Coming down into Division Victor, night of the first day of the fire, they were able to successfully drag fire across the bottom there and secure that. And today, crews are just focusing on mopping up, putting out hot spots, and securing it. So that's looking really, really good. We were able to, from yesterday's work and today's work, we were able to take some of the mandatory evacuations out and just put them back into a ready status in case something else was to flare back up today, but I'm not anticipating that. Moving over to the Haywire Fire. That one made some pretty good pushes yesterday with the wind as well. It's burning in a completely different fuel type, burning in that juniper versus the ponderosa pine up high. Finally starting to get some resources in. I've got 15 engines, a dozer, and a couple of helicopters assigned to that fire with a 1 branch director and 2 divisions. And as we get more additional resources that are slowly trickling in, we're pushing stuff out there. We're building a better night plan with more resources to continue the fight into the night tonight. Their plan is just to anchor in off the bottom where you can see the division breaks that I spoke of before, and they're working a pincher maneuver, just flanking on each side and trying to contain it. It's just going to take us 3 or 4 days to get around a bit. So my goal, now that the wind has died down, is to lay the foundation for the Type 1 team, get them a good anchor point established and a jump-off point so they could be successful as they transition to the fire and take over. So with that, that is the operational update as we speak for today. And then if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions at this time? We will also have questions of staff at the very end of this meeting, so you're welcome to save them up if necessary. I'm not seeing any at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
With that, we are down to the Coconino National Forest update, which Nick Glidden.
Good afternoon, Nick Glidden. I'm the acting district ranger for the Flagstaff Ranger District. So I want to cover where we were at prior to this fire, where we're at now, and where we're going with, relative to restrictions, and then post-fire events planning. This where the origin was. This of this fire was already in a fire closure area year-round. In addition to that, we also had our Stage 2 fire restrictions for the entire Coconino National Forest, which banned fires across the entire forest. Looking forward, we've been doing a lot of background work on moving towards full forest closure. However, that takes a lot of coordination. We don't go alone with that. We look at our indices as well as